that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana, as by law established. That I will hold.
Ghana's 8th Parliament has been a trailblazer in many respects, defined by historic milestones and unprecedented political dynamics. Since its inauguration on January 7, 2021, it has been a focal point of drama and controversy, with the swearing-in of 275 MPs, setting the stage for a turbulent tenure. For the first time, Ghana experienced a hung parliament, with both the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress securing 136 seats each. The independent member of parliament for Fomina, Mr. Andrew Isiamamwakun, held the balance of power. His decision to align with the New Patriotic Party granted them a slim majority, but the political equilibrium remained fragile. In a groundbreaking move, Mr. Isiamamwakun was elected as the second deputy speaker, becoming the first independent MP to hold such a position. This development underscored the unique and unpredictable nature of the 8th Parliament. Another defining moment was the election of Mr. Alban Bagbin of the NDC as Speaker of Parliament. This was the first time an opposition member assumed the role, forcing the ruling MPP to navigate uncharted waters in their legislative agenda.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Republic of Ghana,
as
by law established.
That I will uphold
the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
The 8th Parliament was no stranger to controversy. The infamous ballot paper theft during the Speaker's election by Mr. Carlos Ahinkra, MP for Tema West, remains a stark example of the high-stakes tension that characterized the chamber. His actions, which involved snatching ballot papers and attempting to flee, led to chaotic scenes and highlighted the intense partisan divide.
The 8th Parliament has taught the Ghanaian legislator they need to accommodate opposing views and to engage more. The 8th Parliament has also brought more transparency to governance because of the numbers where government was compelled to act more accountable and transparent, because you had vibrant MPs on the opposite side always at the truth of government. Therefore, I believe that the 9th Parliament would have to draw some lessons, get its members, especially those of us who are coming into minority, to use the same yardstick to put government on its toes.
Another dramatic turn came when 4 parliamentary seats were declared vacant just 50 days before the next general election, briefly shifting the majority to the NDC. However, the Supreme Court overturned the decision less than 24 hours later, restoring the status quo.
Accordingly, I proceed to inform the House that by the notification of the polls, the following members of Parliament have by their actions vacated their seats in Parliament. These MPs cannot be allowed by law and my good self to continue to pretend to be representing people that they don't believe in and they don't have any loyalty for in this House any longer.
Mr. Speaker, if it pleases you, I would like to make some few comments on the matters you've raised, because, Mr. Speaker, these are very grave matters. Mr. Speaker, with respect, in your ruling, my understanding was to the effect that Your duty is not to interpret the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, Parliament was duly served.
You are a member of Parliament. I am the Speaker. It is my duty to protect your privileges and immunities. In doing so, I had a discussion with the Chief Justice, and we came to an understanding that in the meantime, the Chief Justice issued a directive as to how service of members of Parliament, some officers of Parliament, and the Speaker could be effected.
Despite its challenges, the hung Parliament has been instrumental in strengthening Ghana's democracy, fostering dialogue, and ensuring government accountability.
Let me just reflect a bit on the challenges we faced in the 8th Parliament. More importantly, how we were able to navigate the intricacies of a hung Parliament, the numerous complexities that confronted us. Here, the culture of governance knew nothing but majority and minority. And there was the cliche, the minority will have its say, but the majority will have its way. So the rules of the game, which we refer to as the standing orders, were crafted that way. It was very easy to take decision. As we used to say when we were in the minority, we used to win the debate, but we lost the votes. So we have the government agenda so much imperiled. And here I was a strong member of the party not in government. And I am elected the Speaker. And by culture and practice, I'm to be impartial. So it wasn't easy at all. We had to be sure that we maintained peace and harmony. We had to be sure that there was a semblance of governance going on. But we have to strategize to make sure that we get a better government in place.
Well, I'm disappointed that we had government policies that we should have implemented, we should have passed through Parliament that we couldn't do. And I think the President himself expressed that concern. I think that Parliament shouldn't be a platform to obstruct government business. And that is what our friends did. To me, those are my disappointment. But the Frenchman says, "C'est la vie." What else can you do? You let it go and move on for another day. Governance is a continuous process. It doesn't come to an end because your party is out of power. NDC lost it in 2016 and they put themselves together and today they are back to power. So we will also put ourselves together, and I'm sure that some of these key policies, they are not time bound. A policy like 1D1F is not time bound. It's a policy that is for the private sector. So at any time, we can implement once there's an opportunity to govern. So I'm not worried by them.
Ghana stands at the brink of a new chapter in its democratic journey, with the 9th Parliament set to be sworn in on January 7, 2025. This milestone marks the dawn of a fresh era in the nation's legislative history. The 9th Parliament will comprise 276 members, each tasked with representing the interests of their constituents. Notably, this Parliament will include a majority caucus holding arguably 2/3 of the seats, a significant departure from the 8th Parliament, which was Ghana's first ever hung Parliament. While some incumbent MPs secured re-election, others were unseated, paving the way for fresh voices and perspectives in the legislative chamber.
Right Honourable Speaker, we have to be different. We cannot be like the NPP government. We may be guided by the principles of integrity, probity, and accountability. Mr. Speaker, the time has come for us to do right by the people of Ghana at all times and to champion people-centered policies that genuinely benefit the voter and the ordinary Ghanaian, not the political class and its cronies. Right Honorable Speaker, indeed it is finished.
My word to every NDC MP is that we are not going to abuse this supermajority, thinking that we have to test. Whether you talk or you don't talk, Mr. Speaker, put the question. No. We will justify every item that we are going to do before we put the question.
It is not enough to just come and walk through 4 years, 8 years, 12 years and be called honorable and MP and just go up and down. No, you need to be focused on where exactly you think your impact can be felt. At least I'm happy that I'm leaving Parliament having shepherded the Environmental Protection Bill. At least in terms of legislation, this is a law I can say it is my baby.
As the elected representatives prepare to take their oaths, the nation is brimming with anticipation and high expectations. The 9th Parliament will shoulder the responsibility of addressing Ghana's most pressing challenges, including economic growth, job creation, healthcare, and education. Preparation for the transition is well underway, with elected MPs undergoing both online and in-person registration. The process is set to conclude by January 6, paving the way for the formal inauguration of the 9th Parliament. Citizens and MPs alike view this new chapter with optimism, anticipating a legislative body which will rise to the occasion and address the nation's pressing needs. Speaking to GBC News, some Ghanaians expressed renewed hope for the future.
If they are being sworn in, then we would expect them to be not to be complacent that they've won, but at least they should come down to the ground. They should come to where they were voted for. We need development, and we need them to follow exactly the development that the past government did.
Because election it wasn't easy, especially MPP for any easy. Greater Accra. They were according to Obia Jumama, Wabedu baby, Kayomu, Motomam, Simemufona tomorrow, and a Casa, Wabedu baby, I would do. Namayama development and call your constituencies. No.
Some newly elected MPs affirmed their readiness to serve their constituents.
The people of Sunyani West elected me to represent them in policy making. And secondly, the true nature of a social democratic party is a party for the people, and so it still goes in connection with serving the people. And so whatever deem me fit in Parliament in terms of committees that I'll be assigned to work and to represent, I will represent well and learn well, because it's the start of the year and the term, and it's my first time. So we'll first of all learn, study well, and represent well.
The leader of the MPP caucus also offered words of advice to the incoming members of Parliament.
To the new parliamentarians, I say hard work. Keep to parliamentary work. Keep an eye on your constituency. I am looking forward to the political parties enacting internal regulations that will protect members of Parliament and not let them go through the rigorous and the way they spend, because when an MP is to function effectively, he needs to have a peace of mind at home, and when there's no peace at home, he's always distracted. So I expect that from the political parties, but for the MPs coming in, they would have to plan their life. It's a new life that they are coming in, how to keep to their family, how to adjust to the new work and the constituency demands.
As Ghana embarks on this new parliamentary journey, the next 4 years will be crucial in shaping the nation's future. Will the 9th Parliament meet the expectations of its people and deliver on its promises? Only time will tell.